Hello and welcome to Musical Lyrical Lingo. We're your hosts, Tim
and LJ. Today and every week we will be discussing musicals, but specifically what they taught us.
Yeah, you keep doing that. Just because I gave you a compliment once upon a time about your diction. And now you're accusing people of saying words incorrectly when in fact it's just their accent and you're kind of picking on them a wee bit.
Picking on them. Your loyalties are changing here. Remember, it's me you're
as I said, I just speak the truth.
You speak the truth. Justice.
You know, justice
for all.
If there's there's no. I was about to sing a song about justice, but then it wasn't a musical theatre song.
Oh.
I thought, I can't do that. Like, you can't be just coming on this podcast and starting to sing any other song now. What am I? My life is a jukebox musical.
It is.
That would be fun.
Got something in my eye. But just as I was looking at you there, I was like, went off.
I mean, you're not
blinded by your beauty.
You're not the first person that's happened to, and you certainly won't be the last. LJ, how are you?
I am great. How are you?
You are great, but you still don't sound great.
I know, it's desperate, isn't it?
Yeah, it's desperate, I tell you. It's absolutely desperate.
I wish it would, like, whatever it is, would just kind of go away, but I'm kind of just getting used to this voice.
You just dealing with it.
I'm dealing with it.
Basically.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, some exciting musical theatre news this week, and you've already.
News.
Oh, okay. Is that a new jingle we're going to put in?
No.
I'm not so sure. Not so sure that one will land.
Okay.
And you've already mentioned it on our socials.
Uh-huh.
So, I think we have special powers.
Of course we do.
If you want it.
Yeah.
We'll say it.
Yep.
And it'll happen.
100%.
Like, how many times? This has to be, I think we've now moved into double figures with regards to the number of occasions where we have talked about something on the podcast and go, wouldn't it be brilliant?
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, like relatively soon after we've mentioned it, it becomes fruition. It comes to fruition. To fruition. Oh, here she goes.
You're not saying that word right. You're not saying that right. Well, that's a cheek for me to say that, but yeah.
But anyway, we're talking about something rotten.
Something rotten. I went straight on live onto our socials because I did a story. I was so excited. It popped up and I was like, no. What? I was like reading it as I was filming it. I was like, it's coming.
We could tell. We watched the video, but you were like, talk about hot off the press. You were hot off the press, like.
Yeah, it literally came straight into our inbox because we get special updates, and it came in, and I was like, what? Our listeners need to know about this.
So something rotten. Obviously, it ran for 700 performances in Broadway and was nominated for 10 Tony Awards, but has never come across the water until, was it this year or the end of last year?
It was August last year.
Yeah, August last year. They did a staged concert version of it, and it won a Best, a What's on Stage award for Best, it seems to be a new category they seem to be bringing in, Best Musical Concert.
Yeah.
But they announced this week, or Lauren announced this week, that a fully staged premiere will come next year. I'm telling you now, I'll be booking my tickets.
100%.
I can't wait. I am dying to see that. Yeah. And as we said on the pod, we could never understand why it hasn't already crossed the water. It is such a British musical, about William Shakespeare. Involving William Shakespeare. So that's really exciting.
Really
something
excited
to look forward to. Something else that's really exciting is Burlesque.
Yes.
I love that film. We both loved that film, didn't we?
Yeah.
And when it came out in the cinema, I think we saw it about 6 or 7 times. And even at that point, we were like, this could be a musical. Like, why is this not a musical? And anyway, this year they kind of were working on it, and they did a small tour. It is going to be getting its West End run, playing in the Savoy from the 10th of July to the 6th of September, which ties in with my last musical theatre news for this week. And that's Saturday that Mean Girls is going to play its final performance in the Savoy Theatre on the 8th of June. But don't worry, because it's going to be going out on a UK tour in 2026.
Which I think it'll do great on tour.
1,000%. Like, it's perfect for a touring production. Do you know what I mean?
Brilliant.
So, and it means more of the Mean Girls out there will get an opportunity to experience it on stage.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And also Burlesque Instagram, they liked our post, the fact that I shared that. So I was like, we are so in.
Well, if they could get me a wee bowler hat and a wee costume, I've no problem doing a wee turn on the Savoy stage. Burlesque, I could play the Cher character.
I think you could. Oh my goodness,
I could play.
Maybe
you haven't seen the last of me. That's the song she sings in that.
And you do it so well.
I know. I haven't done a Cher impression for a long time.
For about 2 weeks.
Lies. Total and utter lies. You see, she's still coughing and spluttering away like a mad woman.
I know.
So there we go.
That was great, theatre news. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. More than welcome.
Showbiz
theatre news.
So, what are we going to talk about this week? First of all, as you've already mentioned, you want something, put it out there. What were you complaining about in our last episode?
To be quite honest with you, I couldn't tell you because, I do remember. Yeah. I complain about so many things. I can't remember, like, which one.
Which one were you complaining about?
We've kind of been on a French holiday for the last 62 weeks. Yeah. With regards to the musicals that we've been looking at this season, it seems to I've had enough of the baguette.
You have had enough of the baguette.
And I'm ready for a bit of, pasta.
Yeah, and limoncello.
And don't listen.
Your face.
July is far too far away for me to start getting excited about my holiday to Italy. No, basically I just went, can we not have another French musical for a while? Can we do like Italy or something?
Is there even an Italian musical? And we have then...
And did I quote that? Did I actually say that?
You said, right at the end, you were like, night at Piazza. Is that what you said?
Yes, I said like.
And then you were like, I haven't actually listened to that.
No, we need to listen to it before we do an episode on it.
So we didn't go with that. But we always, like we said, we don't really like, we have to do this week, we have to do that. We have musicals that we want to talk about. And the next one, which just happens, that we're going to talk about tonight, is Sweet Charity.
Yes. And we literally just went down a list.
It's so bizarre.
Yeah, that's a wee golden oldie. Yeah. Let's do that. And then you send me
I sent you a voice note because I was doing my research. And Sweet Charity is based on the screenplay of an Italian film.
Mental.
How did that happen? Anyway, I love it.
I think we have magic. We do. We have to have magic powers.
Of course we do.
It's too much of a coincidence, all of these happenings.
Yeah. Anyway, Sweet Charity is a musical we're talking about this week.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, right from the get-go, I haven't given it the credit that Sweet Charity, I think, deserves.
Fair.
Because I wasn't in my head, I had that I wasn't a fan of Sweet Charity, the musical.
Yeah.
And researching it for this episode, and obviously like listening to it again, I'm like, why? Why would you have had that opinion? But anyway, so.
Yeah. I was like, the same.
I don't know if I fell in it as credit.
I don't know if I fell in love with it through the research, but I definitely had a little bit of a better appreciation of it.
Oh yeah. No, I'm not in love. Like
okay.
But I'm just going, no, this is better than I gave it credit for. Do you know what I mean? So, Sweet Charity, music by Cy Coleman and lyrics by Dorothy Fields and book by Neil Simon. It follows the main character, Charity Hope Valentine, a dance hall hostess as she navigates love and life in the 1960s New York. Now, as a kind of like plot, not much happens, I don't think. But the music is brilliant.
Yeah.
Like, hat off to Cy Coleman and Dorothy Fields. Like, really brilliant soundtrack.
And let's just pay homage or like praise Dorothy Fields. Dorothy Fields wrote over 400 songs for Broadway. So Annie, Get Your Gun, the song that we know, dust yourself up, or pick yourself up, dust yourself up, and start all over again. And obviously another one that we were familiar with, The Way You Look Tonight, but
The way you wear
definitely
your
not
hat.
appreciated Dorothy Fields.
Yeah, no, she was a big deal. And actually, when they were working on this, Cy Coleman was really young. So, like, you know, a very young Cy Coleman found working with the famous Dorothy Fields really daunting. And he once said he could never come up with his best ideas when she was in the room. So what he would have done would have made an excuse and said, I need to go to the toilet. And would have gone to the toilet, took a bit of time in the loo, and when he came out, he then knew what to do or what to suggest or what direction to go in.
He just needed a minute.
He just needed a minute in the lavatory because Dorothy Fields, because she was such a big deal, like, he got the frights. He just couldn't do his best work, and as a result, the partnership became one of the strongest. 10 years that they worked together until Fields died. But their first and greatest success together was Sweet Charity. You know, and
I loved it. Just discovering more, even about her. So.
So tell us about then what it's based on, this Italian connection that you were mentioning.
It's based on a screenplay for 1957 Italian film, called Nights of, am I saying this right, Cabaret?
No, why do you think I asked you to explain?
But you not learning Italian? You not started your Duolingo?
I haven't started it yet. Honestly, it's doing my head in though, because,
somebody else
has a better streak than me, and I'm not happy about it. And it's almost like putting me off.
Just
even
15
trying.
minutes a day. 15 minutes a day.
But they've been at it for months now. I would need to do like 12 hours a day to catch up. Anyway, and so tell us about the Italian film then.
In the Italian film, the main character is a prostitute rather than a dancer for hire. Excuse me, I need to cough. But it's just based on an Italian film.
Yeah, Federico Fellini's black and white film. Yeah, interesting choice of source material.
Yeah, though this is my thinking. I think I suppose it was just the time that this musical was coming out in the 60s. I think they should have just kept her a prostitute.
I mean,
maybe is that 2025's eyes looking at it going, why did they need to change it to a dancer for hire?
A dancer, no, that's the thing. Like,
but then we weren't around in those dance halls. We didn't really understand what that was either. So,
and I'm presuming a dancer for hire, you just paid them to have like a lap dance or something.
No, not even that.
What
just
was it?
A dance.
Just a dance?
Yeah.
All right, okay.
So it's maybe men went to dance halls and didn't have a partner, so you just pay somebody to do the foxtrot with you.
Jeez, it didn't take them much to get kicks back then, did it?
And then,
all it took was a wee foxtrot. Here, take me a wee twirl round the dance floor. I'll drop you 20 quid.
oh my God.
What?
Yeah, well, that's one of my musical lyrical lingo, so we'll talk about it.
Do you do the waltz? What about the quick step? Oh, I'm a sucker for the quick step.
Don't. Anything but the quick step. Oh, goodness.
Well, there you go. That's my first musical lyrical lingo. Now I know what a dance hall dancer for hire. What would they call dancer for hire?
Dancer for hire. I'll go into it more whenever we get under musical lyrical lingos because it was something I learned. But it premiered in Broadway in 1966. It was nominated for 9 Tony Awards.
Yeah.
1 Best Choreographer, who we haven't mentioned. It was directed and choreographed by Bob Fosse. Starred his wife and muse Gwen Verdon. West End came to West End in 1967. It had a Broadway revival in 1986 and 2005. There was a US tour in 2006 and then a West End revival in 2009. So it hasn't done a lot, as in, there has been lots of tours or loads of revivals or anything like that.
That's it. And I think that's probably kind of is one of the reasons why I kind of thought I wasn't a fan of it, because it hasn't been out there much. Do you know what I mean? Now, saying that, the 1986, I was just born. That Broadway production was nominated for 4 Tonys and starred Debbie Allen.
It did?
Like the Debbie Allen. And then the 2005 revival was nominated for 3 Tonys. So they were all quite critically well received. And it starred Christina Applegate.
It did.
So big names. I think you probably need a big name,
but it never lasts very long.
Yeah,
they were all short runs as well. Obviously, there was the most popular that people would know, Sweet Charity, from the 1969 film.
Yeah,
didn't actually end up starring Gwen. It starred Shirley MacLaine instead.
It was quite interesting because it did star John McMartin, who was in the original Broadway production, and the film did retain him as Oscar, the character of Oscar. But Gwen Verdon really strangely was passed over in favour of a much younger Shirley Valentine. And MacLaine, sorry. You see I'm getting it's Charity Valentine, isn't it?
Yeah.
And a bit strange because Bob Fosse directed and choreographed the film. And it was his feature film directorial debut.
Yeah.
If anybody's out there is really interested in this kind of story of like Bob Fosse and Gwen Verdon and Sweet Charity.
Oh, he's going to mention it for the 56th time.
But you have to watch it. Like I nearly started it the other night again.
I did too.
Watch is it Fosse Verdon?
Yeah.
It's on Disney Plus, I think.
Yeah, I nearly watched 2 but started Smash instead.
Oh.
I know.
Fading on a girl.
Yep.
Opened to Broadway. How exciting.
I know, very exciting.
Very exciting. Yeah, I mean, that won't have gone down well, will it? I'm trying to remember, had they like separated at that point? No, they hadn't.
No, but I think in the thing there is tension. That
of course
obviously like all brought up.
I mean, if I passed you over
I'd be livid
for Aaron on this podcast, you wouldn't be happy, would you?
Livid.
Do you know what I mean?
Livid. So basically, Sweet Charity is a girl who wanted to be loved. And that basically sums up the plot. Because as you've already said, not much happens.
Yeah.
She's just a girl that wants to be loved. The storyline's
a bit dry. Like
it is a bit dry. But I have loads of musical lyrical lingos about the actual play and musical rather than maybe the lyrics. So what are your musical lyrical lingos?
Mine are lyrically based. So Charity's soliloquy, first of all, love that word soliloquy.
Yeah, I love it too. It's a good one.
have a soliloquy most days.
Do you?
Just in my bathroom mirror. I perform my soliloquy.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I think that's really important. Is it a motivational one?
Always.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you.
Yeah. You should try it sometime.
Yeah, no, I do. I do it too.
You do it. Of course you do. Of course you do. She sings, he wanted me to buy some jockey shorts. So in the soliloquy, she's kind of basically given off about her boyfriend or the man.
Yeah.
And jockey shorts, I was like, what are jockey shorts? I just thought they were like shorts that a wee jockey wears.
That's what I thought too.
So in the US, jockey shorts or jockeys became often used generic term for men's briefs.
Mm-hmm.
More recently, the tidy whities.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what they call it, a jockstrap?
Must be.
Maybe. There you go. And we're taking a turn. We're paying dancers for pay and jock straps. Anyway, so yes, so it was the commonly used slang term for traditional full cut male briefs.
Yeah, that's what I had to do. Men's underwear and the difference between boxers and jockey shorts. I did look into it more because obviously I'm not a man. Hold on, I can't read my own rhyme. Men's trunks extend to the very top of the thigh, which are perfect for casual business or dressy occasions, offering a smooth look overall.
And this is a musical theatre podcast, folks, just in case you've tuned in and are going, what?
But there you go. That's the difference between boxers and jockey shorts. Is the jockey shorts extend to the very top of a man's thigh.
Yes, we are so similar because you just clearly went off on a complete and utter tangent in your research, didn't you, looking up that information? And I also went off on a bit of a tangent, but on a completely different lyric.
Okay.
So she also then sings, then he said, Miss, would you like a cup of tea or maybe some 7-Up? And I went, what?
Mhm.
They've just name-checked 7-Up.
Okay.
So then I went down a 7-Up
Okay.
journey because I wanted to know
More?
more.
Mhm.
So 7-Up was, first of all, I didn't realise 7-Up was an American brand.
Uh-huh.
I thought it was British. I
did
did
you?
think it was
Okay.
British. So it was an American brand introduced in 1928 and was launched 2 weeks before the Wall Street crash.
Whoa.
Aren't you
Yeah.
glad I did
I'm
that?
so glad, yeah.
But I was quite, it jarred with me when I listened to it. I went, they just name-check 7-Up.
There you go.
What?
That's
It's not
interesting.
something I expected
Yeah,
to
just
hear.
to hear, especially in that song.
Yeah, so there you go.
Okay.
I didn't realise 7-Up was that old.
Right, okay. You just thought it was like a new drink. Young
Well, not
person's drink.
new, but like not 1928. Like,
Okay. Okay, well, fair. I'm glad you learned something about 7-Up. I also learned in charities. Is it in charities still? Okay, lower the boom?
yes, lower the boom, girl.
Yeah. So it means to scold harshly or to
Yes.
punish severely. Put a stop to something.
Yeah.
But I was like, that seems quite harsh for what it's saying. Lower the boom.
Yeah, but then I suppose it's all in how you say it.
Yeah.
Lower the boom, girl.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Okay.
She sings, because it turns out the bum wants me to go to Florida. Come on down, she sings. Now, the phrase come on down is actually a reference to Eastern Airlines commercials from the early 1960s that featured sunbathers in Florida.
Oh, that's
Okay.
interesting.
Yeah. So each winter in the early 60s, the now defunct Eastern Airlines would have many TV commercials that showed sunbathers in swimsuits luxuriating by the Miami pool, right?
Oh.
Then come on down, the airline spokesperson would tell and taunt those freezing up north. Now, interestingly and how fitting that for the night the charity opened in the palace, it was one of the coldest days on record.
My
Come
goodness.
on down.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I thought "Come On Down" is from like The Price Is Right. You know, when the people
Yes.
guess it. Come on down.
Good old Brucey. Come on down.
That's hilarious. The rest that were on my lyrical ones. The
Oh,
rest are all,
really?
so you finish off, and then I'll talk about the actual.
Well, I like the song "There's Gotta Be Something Better
yeah.
Than This,"
I like that
where
one too.
she's like kind of having loads of these like songs or conversations,
Yeah.
either with herself or with her dancing girl mates.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So Nikki, they're kind of all singing about there has to be something better than what we're doing, than this job.
But I hate like how depressing in my head that what they're wanting is a 9-to-5 job. I would. That's
you
just
don't
my
like
brain.
a 9-to-5 job.
I do not
do you?
like 9-to-5.
I'm in a 9-to-5 and I don't like it either.
I'm like, oh, I wouldn't be dreaming of a 9-to-5 job, but it just shows you like people obviously have different dreams.
I mean, Dolly was right about a lot of things, but she wasn't right about that,
No.
was she?
No.
Stumble out of bed. So her friend Nikki sings, and they're talking about what they would do if they weren't doing this. So she sings, I'm going to be a receptionist, one of those glass office buildings, Lever Brothers, no, Seagrams.
Yeah.
So I looked into those legit businesses. So the Lever Brothers, William and James Lever, were British soap making company.
Oh.
Yes, that later merged with Margarine Uni.
Oh.
UNIE to what?
Unilever.
Well done to form Unilever in 1930. That was Aaron.
Yeah.
He knows his stuff,
He does,
doesn't he?
doesn't he?
The company experienced rapid growth and expansion, becoming the big major player in soap and cleaning products.
And still are, aren't they?
I have no idea.
Yeah, still are.
I clearly don't buy their soap. Whoops.
I do.
You do?
Do you? What soap do they do? They do Dove? What?
They do Dove,
Do they?
Comfort,
Sh-
Ben and Jerry's.
Two of these all covered.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So they do. Say it loud so that people at home can hear you, Aaron.
According to the internet, Dove, Magnum, Comfort, as in fabric softener.
Yeah.
stuff
I
like
use that.
Nor, Ben and Jerry's, Axe, we would call that, Lynx,
Can't stand links.
Hellman's,
Really?
Lux, Hot Noodle, Sif, Domestos, Cornetto, Lipton, as in the iced teas,
Yeah.
Surf, Vaseline, so many products.
Oh my goodness.
You've got Vaseline sitting beside you.
I do. Yeah.
Now then,
Unilever, look.
they're not all soap and cleaning products, so that's the only thing
Well,
that's
they've obviously
concerning me.
grown.
Oh, they've grown, of course. Links back to links. When you've been in a boys' changing room
Right.
in high school, you never touch Link. Lynx Africa is the worst product or gift you could give me. And loads of, like, being a school teacher,
You
they
go.
like to give you the links.
Well,
And
I
I'm
was
like,
going to say, it's a very...
do you like links?
Yeah, it's a very 90s boys
Bleh.
thing. I was
Bleh.
trying to get some body spray for our son, and obviously went with Aaron, and he was like, just get him links. So I was like, no.
Because Aaron talks like that. All the time.
Well, he doesn't talk like me, so I got to put on a voice.
Doesn't talk like me.
Excuse me. Anyway.
No, see, links mixed with BO. No, okay. Yeah,
Look.
exactly.
Okay.
C grams, in case anyone's interested, although after Unilever, who cares, really? C Grams Company Limited was a Canadian multinational conglomerate, originally a distiller of Canadian whiskey.
Ooh.
It was in the 1990s the largest owner of an alcoholic beverages brand in the world.
Wow.
I am glad I mentioned them because they were a pretty big deal
Yeah,
too.
and you also learned something else from that.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
lots of learning.
Nikki had a good idea for her alternative.
Yeah.
Helen, she said, and I'm going to be a hat check girl at Sardi's East.
Well.
Which made me want to go, hat check girl? What?
Yeah,
I mean,
is
it what I think it is?
Mm-hmm.
And it was. It was the name given to women whose jobs were to take and return things people left in a coat cloakroom.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they went on to mention a few different hats.
Oh, yes.
Now, let's see. Let's test you, because obviously,
okay, go
mother's daughter should know her hats and her
should.
costumes, right? Derbies. What were derbies? Give me another name for derbies.
Oh, I don't know. They're not flat caps, are they?
No, they're bowler hats.
Bowler hats.
So derbies were bowler hats. Homburgs.
No
Describe a Homburg. A Homburg is a semi-formal hat with a fur felt, characterized by a single dent running down the center of the crown, called a gutter crown.
Oh.
And a wide silk hat band ribbon.
Oh.
And a flat brim shaped in a pencil curl and a ribbon bound trim at the edge of the brim.
Beautiful. EP is just showing us images. Love it.
I mean, that just looks how I described it.
Yeah, absolutely.
4 hours that took me to write that description.
4 hours.
You know, I looked at the picture of it really closely. I need to stop making you laugh because you choke.
I know, sorry.
Did you not have anything from for the rhythm of life is a powerful beat, feel the tingle in your fingers and a tingle in your feet?
No?
No?
I think I knew all the words.
Well, the song, it's probably one of the most well-known, apart from bam, 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 Big Spender,
no, but I think
which
that's
we'll talk
the
about
thing with
later, maybe.
Sweet Charity. There's 3 really popular songs from it.
Yeah.
Which if you don't even know what Sweet Charity is about, you know those songs and you know they're
Yeah.
from Sweet Charity. So
Yes, well, I didn't know Rhythm of Life was from Sweet Charity because the
did you
first time I came across it was when it was thrown into a musical concert.
that we
And
did
it was-
together.
Yes, and
Yeah.
but that was the first time I'd ever heard that song.
Shut
No,
up.
genuinely. I also didn't realize Big Spender came from
that too.
yeah.
Oh.
So, in the Rhythm of Life, the song encourages embracing life's chaotic energy
Yep.
with a sense of joyful abandon and a willingness to follow one's instincts, even if it means stepping out of social norms. Like,
Yes.
it's a pretty awesome song, right?
I love that
Great
song.
to put into a musical concert.
Yeah.
Because of, just the chaotic energy. Now, obviously we know because we did it. I forgot you did that concert. We had a lot of doobie 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 doobies doobie 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 doobies doobie 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 doobies doobie 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 doo.
Yep.
Are you impressed? I still know my harmony line.
Very impressed.
Like, how many years ago was that concert? Okay.
Yeah.
Now you would just think that's the hippie chorus sing that. Now the hippie chorus was Dorothy Fields paying homage to the then popular group called the Swingle Singers, who took classical music, never sang lyrics, but scattered to them. Hence the doobie doobie doos. Isn't that cool? Like, I just thought it was just made up, like,
I just
we
thought
harmony
it was like
line.
filler. Yeah.
Completely.
That's cool.
Fields did, however, make a lyrical misstep in the song. They sing with the pied-eyed piper blowing, all a muscatel was flowing. Now, she was linking it to the Pied Piper.
Yeah.
But actually, in the lyric with the pied-eyed piper blowing, it comes across suggesting somebody who's drunk, being pie-eyed.
Oh, pie-eyed.
But as they say, it would be unlikely that hippies would have such an old-fashioned, outdated adjective to describe someone who's, they wouldn't call them pie-eyed. So they believed that was a misstep. But she was linking it to the Pied Piper.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's just what I
don't criticize Dorothy Fields. That's what I say. Back to your doobie 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 doos.
Yeah, that's a great number. Like, even just to be part of a chorus.
So you learned loads from the show.
So I learned this. What I learned. So I learned what a taxi dancer was. Okay. So in the early
dance on taxis.
Yeah. In the early 20th century, men could go to dance halls and pay to dance with women of their choice. It was usually 10 cents a song. However, by the 60s, which is when Sweet Charity is set, they weren't nearly as popular. And it was then suggested, and certainly is heavily suggested in Sweet Charity, that girls were willing to do more than dance for the right price.
Yeah, because Hey Big Spender is a sexy song.
Yeah.
Like, they're not offering a waltz.
Yeah.
Or a quick step.
No. So, because men weren't going to dance halls as often, there weren't as many men coming in, they weren't getting their 10 cents maybe for 5 songs, so they were maybe saying, I'll dance with you for 10 and I'll do something else for 20. Whatever. Sweet Charity was originally going to be a one act, with the second act to be an adapted play, where Gwen would play, wait for it, a cat burglar who robbed apartments by wearing suction cups on her hands and feet.
Okay. How much champagne had been consumed when that idea was brought up?
No. Early drafts of Sweet Charity had Bert Lewis as the author, and Neil Simon joined late. So sheet music had to be printed with Fosse's name as the book writer, under his pen name,
He'll have been okay with
Lewis. As his real name is Robert Louis Fosse.
Oh, there you go.
So if you ever get the sheet music, it'll say Bert Lewis rather than Neil Simon.
Yeah.
So
I'm just thinking back to the dancing girls there. Don't you wanna have fun? Fun.
Yeah.
I can show you a boom, good time. They're not talking about the quick step.
No,
there.
Of course they're not. And if anybody ever gets round to watching Schmigadoon, season 2 is the more research I did of Sweet Charity is actually heavily based on Sweet Charity.
Oh,
There's
fair.
lots and lots. I thought it was Chicago. It is more of the 60s style music, but there's little Sweet Charity moments in it. So
just nods to.
yeah,
They were a fan of the Fosse, weren't they, in that second series?
well, I suppose you got Chicago
and obviously we have our Fosse expert in the room.
I know.
Aaron, what do you have to say on Fosse?
Bob Fosse was known for his unorthodox dancing styles.
Honest to goodness, where did he pluck that line from? Fan. You see the things you do to try and impress a girl, Aaron, eh?
It worked.
Well, it worked. Can't get rid of her.
Can't get rid.
And then this interesting fact, Gwen Verdon ended up getting a feather from her boa stuck in her throat. Carried on singing. It obviously wrecked even more. She then had to have surgery to get it removed.
Shut up.
Yeah. Isn't that mental?
Can you imagine that happening? There's got to be something better than... Can you just hear?
Sometimes Vernon, though, during the run of Sweet Charity, wanted to give herself a wee break, so would just cut out some songs from Act 2.
Fair. It's like 2-show day. You do anything you can to get through the matinee, don't you?
Well, somebody did write in and complain.
Okay.
And she ended up working out how much money he spent on the ticket and then refunded him the $2.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Which I think is hilarious. Fosse actually ended up dying on the opening night of the 1986 revival outside the theatre.
Oh my goodness.
Which is a bit sad. And then Mark Robinson said this about Sweet Charity. This is all I've learned. So, Sweet Charity is a dance piece that conveys the heart and mind of the title character, but that is occasionally interrupted by the pesky conventions of musical theatre, speaking and singing.
Yeah. Do you know, it is interesting because most of the things that Fosse was involved in were at the heart of it, dance pieces, weren't they? Like, you've got the Rich Man's Fugue in this, which is just like a dance piece. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? And I suppose when you think of Chicago, like, so much of Chicago was about the dance. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's interesting. Your man Mark, whoever he is,
I liked it though.
Rude, though. I like it's a bit rude, the musical theatre creeping in and spoiling things.
Stab innovations. Then, what have you got for Sweet Charity?
The overture.
The overture. You love a good overture.
I love a good overture, and this is what clenched it for me when I started to research. It's been a long time since I've heard the Sweet Charity. In fact, I don't even know if I've listened to the Sweet Charity overture in its entirety. A wowzer. Like, it starts with that big, I love a bit of brass. And it starts with that big bam, 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 you know, the beginning of, and then it goes into like, there's got to be something better, and then into one of the other, like Rhythm of Life. It's just class.
Yeah.
So the overture is to be honest, all of the musical songs, like almost every single one of them, is a bit of an earworm for me.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I was humming Sweet Charity for days after I listened to it.
That's nice.
Yeah, no, and obviously like Rhythm of Life.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say Rhythm of Life.
The Doobie-Doos got me.
And I do love If My Friends Could See Me Now.
If my friends could.
I love how that builds up. See me now, that little gang of mine. I love it. And I think it's a great number for a character actor.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That was Sweet Charity, and that was kind of fun. Learned a lot.
I know. Yeah, no, I actually have never, I just let out a belch. I'm so sorry. Shirley MacLaine excites me. What can I say? I've never seen it on stage, and I kind of wish I had seen it on stage, or if it ever does another revival, like I would maybe consider going to see it, because it's not one of those ones that you go, oh, Sweet Charity's in town, I'll go and see it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I personally would always probably go and see something other that or something before it.
Yeah.
But actually,
Yeah, you
I
maybe
just
would.
need to give it a go, and actually, I would like to see it
Yeah,
on
it might
stage.
be easier to forgive the plot if you see it.
Yeah,
Maybe.
and I also think like the character Oscar sounds quite fun. Like he's like a nervous wreck. I do remember coming across randomly in one of my long drawn out YouTube like sessions, dives. Is that what you call them? Because you're a fan of that, aren't you? Like hours and hours on YouTube.
Yeah.
Coming across a young Timothy Chalamet.
Oh.
In college, playing Oscar in the lift scene where he's like
goodness,
claustrophobic, and like even from an early age, that boy was going to be a star. He was
search that.
Absolutely hilarious. Like I actually think he probably stole the show from
the girl.
I keep going Shirley, but it's not Shirley.
It's sweet.
Charity.
Charity, yeah.
From the girl who played Charity, you'd be raging, wouldn't you? Like,
yeah.
But
okay. Yeah. What would Patty do? I've got one for you.
Okay. Oh, it's
you
me
ready?
this time. Wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not as clever as you. I don't have anything to connect them. But would you rather a wig fall off mid-dance routine or break character and laugh uncontrollably?
Would I rather have a wig fall off or laugh uncontrollably?
Break character and laugh uncontrollably.
No, it has to be a wig fall off. You can never break character.
Yeah.
Ever. It's hard sometimes. Like there's been many. Have you been close to corpsing?
No, I don't think I ever have.
Oh no, I have.
On stage.
No, I have on stage.
Definitely
for sure.
during like rehearsals and things like that, but no, not
You're
on stage.
too professional. You're too professional.
No. Yeah, probably.
I mean, I've had my pants split on stage, so like after you've done that and you've got your derriere out for your Will Parker number, you know, Kansas City, where the wind is blowing a breeze down there, like a wig falling off's nothing. Like, pick it up, stick it back on again.
Perfect.
It actually happened in in a performance of Les Mis. But Madabois' wig came off after like Fontaine scrapped the face off him. But it was quite hilarious. It was quite funny. And we kind of said, you know, men of that time probably would have worn a wig.
Of course, yeah.
Now, Kerry, obviously. So I leant over and went, I mean, like, men of that period, probably like him, probably would have worn a wig. So it's fine, don't worry. And she goes, yeah, but probably not with a wig cap on. And I went, fair enough.
True.
But he styled it out and he stuck it back on pretty quickly.
There you go.
So wigs falling off, that's nothing.
Okay. Well, that was good. I enjoyed it. We did sort of look at Italian musical. They'll come back next week.
The Light of the Piazza is next week, folks.
No, it's not. It definitely is not.
Why are you saying that? Have you listened to it? Is it a bit dull?
No, it just doesn't sound like something that would be that interesting.
Interesting.
And I'll eat my hat the week that we do it.
There's got to be something better than this.
Well, thank you for listening and for joining us as always. And we will be back in your ears next week.
For a good time. Boom, boom, good time.
Bye.